What it do, YouTube, man? And I'm back with another YouTube, man. It's about bad habits here, and I'm back with another story time for y'all. Now, last story time we talked about how I won my first fight and all of that other stuff. And if you want to hear that story, go back to go to my YouTube channel and go right back to it. It's right before this one, number 3. But anyway, I'm telling y'all the story of how I got beasted by a chick in football back when I was legit. Now, I played for a team named the Haines City Rattlers, right? Team was not that good, but it was good enough to actually win games, right? So I joined the team around, I think it was 2013, 2014. Because when we got back, we moved into, it was around 2013, 2014, because when we got back to Tallahassee, we stayed in a different spot, right? So we get into it, we sitting there balling out, right? Away game comes around, we heading to Tampa, right? And on the way there, bro, I'm sitting there vibing, I'm sitting there focusing, I'm sitting there getting my head ready for it, right? Because at that time, football was all I knew. It wasn't no YouTube, it wasn't no writing, it was football. Football was like my go-to. So as I'm sitting there focusing and all that, I get called from, I was getting talking to about the coach. Now the coach, he was a cool dude, but he had one of the most annoying tempers. He would get mad at teams. He would get mad at the referees for teams that he don't even coach, right? Which ain't that bad. Because the whole team as a unit is one, right? But like Pee Wee League players, bro, they get the coach comes up in there arguing and shit. I'm like, come on, bro. But it's like it don't really matter. But the coach is talking to me about the team, right? Because I'm one of his star players. He wanted me to know that on that team, there was a player that was about around my size, probably a little bit heavier than me, a little bit taller than me, that played on the offensive line, and he was talking to me about what I should do to stop it. Now understand this, I am 12 years old. I am 12. So things said to me go out the one ear and come out the other ear, literally immediately, unless I don't care, and I like to listen to it. So we on the way to the hotel. We make it to the hotel. Me and my cousin sitting there vibing, talking, and we talking about the game. And then we get to the hotel room. Now, all the boys, all the homies, we all friends. We sitting in the room, we choking, we joking, laughing, making stupid freaking jokes and all that other stuff. And the girls, this is how you know that I got distracted, because the cheerleaders came to the door and all that other stuff. And they were sitting there talking about going to the pool. Now me, my cousin, my other cousin Greg, and some of the homies from the football team, we were like, sure, bet. So we grabbed some shorts and we put some shorts on and we headed to the pool. We weren't supposed to, but we headed to the pool. So we sitting there, we walking to the pool, right? And me and my cousin and 2 other girls got freaking separated from the group, right? Because the group was headed to the pool, we headed to a different area. So we sitting there walking and all that other stuff, and my cousin points out a room that was cracked open, right? And all the other stuff. So we sitting there talking, and then my cousin taps me on my shoulder, and he sat there and says, hey. He taps me on the shoulder and says, hey. He says, hey. And he points to the door that was cracked open. And I was looking at him like, okay, what you want me to do about it? And he gives me this eye like, yo. Because I'm younger than my cousin. He was like 13. I was like 12. He's older than me, so he knew a little bit more about this shit than me. And he's been smashing hoes left and right? So he points at the door, and I'm like, oh, that's what you're talking about. All right, cool. We had, I pull my girl, he takes his girl to a different spot. So as I'm walking back to the door, right, You know, you get those. You ever get those moments where you know you shouldn't be doing it, and then all of a sudden, like, someone that has authority over you just appears out of nowhere? That's literally what happened to me. We walk into the door, right? We get to the door. I put my hand on the door. I open it up slowly to make sure that no one else heard us, right? And I tell her to go get inside already. So I open the door, right? And she gets inside. On my way going into the room, I hear the sound of keys. Now, the first thing I thought about was coach, because my coach had keys on his belt, right? And the first thing, and every time you walk, you can hear the key. You can hear the keys walking. You can hear the keys jingling, right? So my first instinct was to close the door, stand still, and sit on the wall, right? So that's what I did. So that's what I did until I noticed that it wasn't coach, but the entire football staff. Not really the entire football staff, more like 3 people that worked on the football staff, including my coach. So we chilling, right? And behind him is my cousin, right? My cousin and his girl, because they got caught. See, they was doing the do already. They got caught, right? They got caught because they were behind the pool. Like the way the building was set up, like the pool had a gate, and there was a building right there on that gate, and behind that was like woods, so clearly no one would see them, right? So they walked outside of that gate and walked around it, but they didn't notice that on the third floor they could see over the thing, so they got caught immediately. So they saw them, right? But I was sitting on the thing like this, right? I was chilling, and this stupid my cousin's girl, right? This chick was stupid. This chick sat there and said, "You might as well go ahead and come on out. They already got us both." Like, nigga, no. I was like, no. I sat there like, oh no, please don't get me in trouble for some shit that I didn't do. Right? And I'm sitting next to the door like, what the frick are you talking about? There ain't nobody here. Right? There ain't nobody here. And the coach was like, yeah, you trying to get, and the coach noticed that there was nobody there, so he was like, you trying to get other people in trouble. Get your ass on. So they continue walking down the hallway, right? I'm looking at my cousin like, damn. Well, he won't be starting. And I was like making goofy jokes, but like that fucked him up because he didn't get to start that game. He didn't get to start. He actually played in the second. He didn't start for the first half, and he played the second half. Because of course you're gonna need him. So he didn't play for the first half. So when we got to the house, he had to run out. He had to run around the field. So I told the girl like, hey, yo, we need to bail like right now. So we bailing, and we made it to the pool, and we walked back with the rest of them, right? My homies, they got in trouble for being in the pool. They had to run miles by the time when we got back to the crib, right? So it was cool, right? We get to the room. Me and the homies sitting there watching Adult Swim on TV, just making stupid jokes while eating pizza. And the coach came in and was like, hey, in a few hours, we have to have heads in beds in a few hours, max. We need to wake up early. And I was like, okay, cool, fine, great. So we sit there and continue making jokes. Everybody fall asleep. And that night was done, right? We get to the football field, right? The reason why I told that story beforehand was because during that time, I forgot all about football because I was with a girl that I liked. I forgot all about football, right? So we get to the field, right? We get set up. We got our pads on. You know, I got my long sleeves on. We get to the spot where we're supposed to be walking out from, and we see the team that we going up against, and only one player stood out, and it was this freaking Andre the Giant looking chick. She was literally looking. This dude was looking like freaking. Like you can see the dredge out of the freaking helmet and stuff like that. And I was like, this motherfucker looked like freaking Derrick Henry if he was fat and he didn't play football. and it just creeped me out because I was like, who the freak is this person, right? And we walking out, and I sit there and lost all train of thought when I saw this person, and all focus went everywhere. And we go onto the field. First half, we get our get behind, smoked 14-0. We getting smoked right now. Coach pulls me aside, is like, "Hey, yo, TK, you getting bodied by a girl right now, I was like, a girl? And I was like, a girl? You sat there and put me up against this girl that's like 230, about like 5'10". I'm like, because about that time I was like 5'6", 5'7". So she was like 3 to 4 inches higher, taller than me. Not even 3 to 4. She was probably like 6 foot. I don't remember. But you know, dude, this chick was huge, right? And we sitting there playing, and she's freaking, bruh. I did not get into the backfield none that first half. Right? So we sitting there chilling, and I'm sitting there telling them like, okay, got it. So the second half start, you playing. I do some shady behind stuff. Yeah, I grabbed a piece of, I did some NFL street stuff, grabbed a piece of glass, grabbed a piece of grass and threw it in her face. And I got right around her and stuff like that. And got a sack, my first sack of the game, right? For the rest of that, it was all mayhem after that, because she couldn't block me after that, because I found her weakness and all the other stuff. It was super easy. So, what y'all thinking is, so I cheated and threw grass in her face. Like, nah. After that situation, I stopped cheating, because that would just be wrong. And I did the specific tactic of being faster, because I was smaller. She couldn't block anything. She couldn't block anything if it was moving past her real fast. So I did a quick move to get around her immediately, and she fell for it, and I kept getting into the backfield. Easy. Until about around the fourth quarter. The score was tied. Like 12, it was like 21-21. We down, we all we need is a touchdown to stop the game, to end the game, right? Because we had like a minute left, and I knew for a fact that they were gonna freaking sit there and try to throw the ball, but we were gonna stop them regardless. So we playing, right? I'm on offense because I'm a fullback. My cousin's sitting there. He's a receiver, right? The quarterback, KP, he was calling out the play. We ran crossbuck, ran the clock down. It's about like 40 seconds, right? We did the hurry up shit because our team learned to hurry up. We did the hurry up. Then we ran another pixie crossbuck, running down like 10. And then we threw a pass. And this is where everything went to crap, right? So we threw the pass, right? My cousin was going for. My cousin was doing an in route, and the second receiver was doing a freaking fly, as the tight end was doing a freaking drag, right? So he does the in route. KP throws the shit, hits my cousin in the chest, bow, rocked immediately, hospitalized. He gets his shit knocked the freak out, like his helmet and everything came off. He gets rocked. He caught the ball, right? And then my coach called a timeout because we had like 5 seconds left, right? He caught the ball, bowed, dropped it. Caught the ball, dropped immediately. We sit there and see it. We sit there and see him, and he's like, "We good. Let's run it again." And we ran another bit of cross, and then we ran crossbuck again. And this is how you know I felt good about it, because when they called the play that I was running, because we run crossbuck, I will be the first person getting the ball on the first play, right? So I looked to the sideline towards the opposing team, pointed at the freaking oversized chick, pointed at her and told her to watch this. We ran crossbuck, muscled through the entire freaking defense, like a beast. Because again, she wasn't the only big nigga on the team. She was just the biggest one. So I run through their defense. Easy touchdown. Easy touchdown. We sit there and score, and we end the game, right? Game over. We win. Duh, right? We sitting there celebrating, and this big bitch walks up to me like she was gonna fight. Like, I wasn't scared. I could climb a bitch. I climbed this tree, right? She walks up on me, was like, "Good game, nigga." What the fuck? I was like, "What the? What did they feed you?" Right? And she walks off. I'm like, "What the hell was that?" And you telling me you expected me to freaking do this? Long story short, we get back to the crib. Everybody do their freaking laps because they got in trouble. That was it for this story time. If you down to hear some more story times in the future, like and subscribe. If you're ready for the next one, I'll be uploading that soon. I'll leave tomorrow. Be ready on that. But anyways, it's been your boy Bad Habits, and I'm out. Peace.